What's up folks, my name is Felix. Welcome back to a new video where we are going to talk about a new layer 2 blockchain which is called Manta network, and I want to give you a guide on a potential airdrop which we can get from this network by interacting with all the protocols on it. It is basically built on the foundation of Ethereum and a combination of Celestia and Polygon ZK EVM. You should have heard about Celestia in the last few weeks, especially because they just distributed their token in an airdrop to all the network participants, and the token did quite well, as you can see here. So again, it was distributed in the beginning of November or last of October and did a 2.5x since then. It is quite a big blockchain with an all-time high market cap of $1 billion US. And that's why I think Manta network and in general all those layer 2 blockchains have a huge potential. If you take a look on their fundraising, you can see that they were able to raise almost 29 million US in 3 funding rounds. They had a small seed round with 1.1 million. Then they had another funding round in October 2021 with 5.5 million. And just recently this year in July, they had another one with 25 million US. And there might be another one, we don't know yet, but 28.8 million are already good amounts to give out an airdrop to all the network participants. At least that's what a lot of people are anticipating, even if Manta network is still way under the radar, under all these other projects which many people are talking about. For example, Base, ZK Sync Era, Starknet, which just confirmed the airdrop, or for example also Linea. Manta is down here, also an optimistic roll up with currently 28.8 million US in total value locked. What I want to exactly show you in this guide for the potential airdrop is how you can qualify with a minimum effort as well as with minimum costs. So we want to interact with a lot of smart contracts, do a lot of transactions, and also split between Dexes, lending platforms, NFT contracts. And in the end, I also want to give you 2 bonus tasks which might qualify you for an even higher airdrop. So let's get right into it. First thing, of course, what we have to do is to bridge funds over to the Manta network. You can just use your MetaMask or your Rabby wallet or whatever you're using. And the first time you're doing this, I recommend you to use the official bridge. This is a little bit more expensive because we are bridging from the Ethereum mainnet. The other times you can use all the cheaper bridges. So you just go to deposit and choose the amount of Ethereum you want to bridge over to the Manta network. And to receive your funds, or basically see your funds on the wallet if you're using MetaMask, you should add the network to your MetaMask, which you can do here on Chainlist. So you just connect your wallet, search for Manta, and then you just click on Add to MetaMask at the Manta Pacific mainnet. The alternatives for bridges are, for example, Orbiter.finance or Reno.fi. You can use both of them instead of, for example, the official bridge. Those are usually cheaper and you have a bigger variety of chains where you can bridge from. For example, if we go back to Orbiter, you can see there are all the big chains which you can use. So for example, Polygon, the Binance Smart Chain, Optimism, Arbitrum, or whatever chain you want to use. Just make sure you use Ethereum because Ethereum is the gas token and the token we need to interact with all the dApps over on Manta network. What we then do once we bridge our funds over, you should do at least 20 to 25 US dollars to do all the tasks in this video. We want to do some swap transactions on all the different Dexes. First one I chose here is Aperture. What you do on all those Dexes, you just connect your wallet, make sure you are connected with the Manta Pacific network, and then you come over to the swap pages, swap your Ethereum, for example, into USDC or wrap them into wrapped Ether or whatever you want to do. And the second task you can do on all those Dexes is provide liquidity in the pools. I, for example, just provided a little bit in here just that I get some transactions. Same task, of course, counts for Izumi Finance. You can swap and you can provide liquidity in the pool. And the third platform I chose is QuickSwap, with which many of you should be familiar with. So also just swap some ETH into USDC or some other tokens and provide liquidity here in the pools or farms, and you can immediately withdraw the liquidity afterwards. Because I didn't mention it yet, the gas fees on the network are very, very small. So you're paying just around 1 cent or half a cent for every transaction. So nothing you should be worried about in terms of costs for all these transactions. Once we concluded all the swaps on the Dexes, we can come over to Layerbank. This is a lending and borrowing platform which now also went cross-chain. It's available on Manta, on Linear, and for example on Scroll. And there you can just provide some liquidity, which I also did, as you can see here. So the only thing you want to do is, for example, provide some Ethereum. You're just gonna come over, go to supply, and just type in any amount of Ethereum you want to provide. Go on supply. Once you did that, you want to make sure that you make it available as collateral, and then you can, for example, borrow USDC against it. So you just come over to borrow, type in any amount of USDC, for example 20. I always do half the amount of what I supplied on the platform, and then you just borrow the 20 USDC, click on borrow, and that's already it. Afterwards, you can of course immediately withdraw your funds again. Then we move on with our third category, which is basically NFTs. And I chose this site here called Pomp because you qualify for it through doing swaps on Aperture, which we already did in this guide. You again want to connect your wallet to this page, and then there should be a button which you can click to check if you're eligible. If you are, you can just click on mint, pay the little mint fee, and get one of those NFTs, which are free. Second page we want to interact with is element.market. What we want to do here is of course also just connect your wallet, make sure you are on Manta Pacific network, and then we just want to do some offers for these collections. So you just type in the minimum amount the platform allows, which in this case should be 4 zeros and 6. You have to convert your Ethereum into wrapped Ethereum before that, and then you just make this offer for 8 cents, and you can put the duration in 1 hour and then get your funds back after this 1 hour. So those around 12 cents in wrapped Ethereum. And you should do that several times here with some NFTs to collect some transactions. And to also collect some transactions, I can recommend you to jump over to Twitter. I will link this thread here where you can basically interact with 10 contracts on the Manta network in 3 minutes and just $1 cost. So you mint around 10 NFTs, which then bring you volume, of course, as well as interactions on the blockchain. Now we get to the bonus tasks, and the first project I want to mention is Dmail, which is basically a decentralized email provider. There you just connect your wallet, again your MetaMask, then you have to sign in. And once we signed in here, before we send an email to collect some transactions, you want to go over here to points and activate your NFT, which also costs you a small fee. And then you want to make sure that you click on import to NFT once you got some points over here. So you get points for all those tasks down here if you send an email on all those different chains, or for example to subscribe to at least 5 projects, which basically is all free. So you just pay transaction fees for all those tasks. The thing is, why we want to do that here on Dmail is that they also confirmed the airdrop. So I want to farm as many points as possible in this platform on as many different chains as possible. So now we're going to over to Compose. You want to type in any email address. For example, I registered my YouTube email address. Then you just want to type in hello, for example, and want to send a message with airdrop. You click on send, your MetaMask should pop up, and you just confirm the transaction, which again costs you around 1 cent or even just half a cent or less. As you can see here, you just click on confirm and that's it. The email gets sent out and you collected a transaction on the blockchain. The last page I wanted to mention, because it might qualify you for a higher airdrop, is Galaxy. Here in this case, you also just connect your wallet. Make sure that you also connect your Twitter and your Discord, that you can do all those tasks over here very efficient. Galaxy is basically a page where you can do different quests, earn points and NFTs for it, which then might make you eligible again for this higher airdrop. What I always do is I click on explore, click on all, then I search for the network or for the project I want to do some quests for. In this case, I just typed in Manta and then I put all those filters in it, scroll all the way down to status, and I want to have all the active quests on here, just the active ones, because all the other ones are not worth looking into. And then you just click, for example, here on Manta whitelist activity. I think I already did this. Yes, that's why the green check mark is here. So you just click on this quest, follow Manta Network on Twitter, follow the other page and retweet the tweet. And once you did all that quests, you can just come down here, claim your NFT and the 10 points, and you are good to go. And that's basically how all those quests work. Sometimes you have to fill in a Google document. Sometimes you have to do transactions on the blockchain. That's very different than any of those quests. So that should do it on this Manta network airdrop guide. I hope we will see an airdrop announcement within the next week, within the next months. I personally believe, since the network is just around for 8 to 12 weeks, that we will see an airdrop potentially in the beginning of 2025. So a lot of time to interact with those dApps on a weekly or monthly basis, collect your transactions, and then get a juicy amount when the bull run really starts in the beginning or in the mid of 2025. Let's see. I will of course keep you updated on my channel. If you don't want to miss those update videos, feel free to subscribe. And if you like today's guide, it would be great if you hit the like button. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.